Okay, if you are in high school right now, or you're the parent of a high schooler, this is the conversation you wish you had on day one. We're about to lay out a clear 4-year game plan for the whole college application thing so you feel ready, not completely panicked. All right, let's just dive right in.
So let's start with maybe the most important question of all. When does this whole thing actually begin?
Senior year? Right? I mean, that's when you actually do the applications. Seems kind of obvious.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll just wait until senior year. How hard can it be, really? And that thought right there, that single idea, is probably the biggest and honestly the most common mistake students make, thinking this whole journey just starts 12 months before the deadline.
Here's the truth nobody really spells out for you. Your college application effectively starts the very first day you walk into high school. Because when an admissions officer looks at your file 4 years from now, they see everything, the entire transcript, every single grade from every single class, starting with 9th grade.
Whoa, wait, hold on. Are you serious? 9th grade grades actually count for college? I thought freshman year was just about, getting used to high school. Oh, they don't just count. They set the foundation for absolutely everything, which brings us to what I call the 9th grade GPA trap.
And this slide right here shows something that's so important but totally counterintuitive. It is so much easier to protect a high GPA than it is to rescue a low one. I mean, just think about it. If you start off with a 3.8, getting 1B isn't a disaster. But if you're trying to pull a 2.9 up to a 3.5, man, you need a mountain of straight A's just to move the needle. The momentum you build in 9th grade is it's everything.
So think of this as our roadmap. 9th grade, that's about laying that strong academic foundation we just talked about. 10th grade is where you start to go deeper into your interest. Join some clubs, try out some activities, figure out what you actually enjoy. Then we hit 11th grade. That's the critical year, and we'll dive into that in just a second. And finally, 12th grade is the launch. But let's really focus on the biggest pressure point for most students, junior year.
Okay, I'm already stressed just thinking about it, but junior year. Everyone says it's just the absolute worst. You've got SATs, ACTs, the classes are way harder, you're supposed to be a leader in all your clubs, and you have to start thinking about where you actually want to go to college. It's just so much.
And you're not wrong. It really is. We see it every single year. For most students, and yeah, their parents too, junior year is absolutely the most stressful part of high school. We have to just acknowledge that emotional weight before we can even start to make a real plan.
The pressure just feels like it's coming from all sides, right? It's the standardized tests, it's your classes getting way more difficult, it's trying to build that first college list. But underneath all of that is this huge, nagging fear. What if I make the wrong choice? What if I totally mess this all up? And it is completely normal to feel that way.
So how do we fight that pressure? We do it with a simple, manageable plan. We just break it down into 4 steps. First, you don't guess which test is for you. You take a practice version of both the SAT and the ACT and let the results tell you. Then you commit to one. Next, you build a smart, balanced list of schools, not just dream schools. And notice step 4. You just think about your essay. You don't have to write it yet. Just let the ideas simmer. That's it.
The essay. I mean, seriously, that's the part that scares me the most. I just feel like my life isn't that interesting. I haven't cured a disease or started some big nonprofit. What can I possibly write about that an admissions officer would actually want to read?
Okay, let me reframe that for you. Forget about trying to be interesting. Ask yourself this instead. In this entire pile of papers, your grades, your test scores, your lists of activities, what is the one place where you get to be a real, living, breathing person? Exactly. And this slide says it all. The essay is your voice. It's the one place where you stop being a list of numbers and stats and you finally become a person. It's not about having some wild, world-changing story. It's about telling your story, whatever that is, authentically. It's the moment the application comes to life. Okay, I want to slow down for just a second. We've gone through the whole 4-year plan, but I want to end on what I believe is the single most important message in this entire explainer. Please just take a second and read this slide. A college application is just a snapshot in time. It's a picture of who you are at this one moment in your life. It is not, and it never, ever will be, a final judgment on your value or your potential as a human being.
This whole process, the stress, the competition, the acceptances, the rejections, it can feel like a verdict on your entire life, but it's not.
So it's just a process. It's not Me?
Exactly. It's a process. It is not a judgment of your worth.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. Knowing that this isn't a test of your value, but simply a snapshot in time, what's one thing you can change about how you approach all of this, starting right now? How can you turn it from a trial of self-worth into a journey of self-discovery?